Good morning, afternoon, evening to everybody tuning in. My name is Ma.
Wait, you threw me off because you normally say welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Good morning, afternoon, evening, and night.
Hi, guys.
Thanks, you guys,
Welcome
for
back.
tuning in. Yeah, appreciate you guys for coming back. If you guys heard Livy's episode last week on PCOS and women's health, I mean, more so PCOS.
Yeah, with my specific situation.
Hope you guys like that. I mean, she still is.
Passionate.
Right. She's very passionate about that stuff because it is personal to her. She has PCOS. And for women out there, I feel like as we grow up and we meet new couples, like just seeing the relevance of the conversation for women's health is like always brought up when I hear you or your friends talking. It's always has to do with some kind of health thing, pregnancy,
Yeah.
a diet or something like that. But
It's part of the age, I think.
I feel it's really important and not just, and I'm proud of you for going and do the research yourself and
Thank you.
continuing to try to dive in and learn about it. I think it's important for all women to do that. Learn what you have, learn about your family history, about what you go get your blood checked, your blood work done, see what you can do that maybe vitamins, supplements, medicines that will help you that'll add some value into your life and give you some energy and maybe you're missing out on something that can help, your life make your life a little better and make your days a little more clear. So, I hope that's a takeaway for you guys from last week's episode because it was for me.
Did you
But
listen to the whole thing?
I think like 3/4 of it that Friday that it came out. But I listened to it on Friday, so it's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun one. Solos are kind of fun. You should try it.
I'm not a solo guy. I like to do things together.
Well, me too, but it is just, I don't know, talking to yourself for an hour is kind of
Yeah. I
healing.
think like I said, I think because you were so passionate about it, I think it was like you said, it was fun. Like it didn't feel like you were just trying to carry out
Yeah.
looking at the
Not
clock kind
forced.
of thing.
Yeah.
But you did do a good job, so that's the
Thank
number one
you.
thing.
What are we talking about today?
Today, Libby, since our biggest episode is bringing up Kava and
Not specifically.
um
Mixing cultures in marriage. It's episode number 2 if you wanna listen.
it's yeah. No, I'm talking about this episode.
But yeah, that's
This episode is focused on Kava.
this one is, yes.
Yes. But our biggest episode was um yeah, it was when we had it was our second episode, mixing cultures, and it just so happened to be something around the topic of Kava slipped in, and a lot of traction from that clip.
Mhm.
Um so my wife thought maybe it's a good idea to kind of dive into there, and you know what? I kind of agree. Maybe it is. We'll see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. But
Fun one.
for many of you who don't know, what is kava?
Wait.
My
What are
bad.
you drinking? Let's back it up a little bit.
Yeah, my bad. I'm drinking coffee.
It's 9 p.m. He's just having a nice little cup of joe.
I think I needed some coffee because it's like hot chocolate to me. I like it. Tastes like hot chocolate.
If you're new here, we try new drinks every time, or we try to.
Most times, yeah.
Tonight I'm drinking my chai chill. No, perk chill chai latte.
Perk chai latte. So
I've been
don't twist it.
obsessed with perk,
Yeah.
if you know.
You want free perk? Come to our house. Come to our house. Liv will just give
I'll
you
give you a scoop for free. When I'm going to bed at night, I'm like looking forward to the next morning so I can have my perk. Isn't that?
good. Good.
And
Because
it's
last winter you were depressed. I mean, sorry to lay it out like that,
every
but
winter I'm depressed.
this one I would say you're way more active than I've ever seen you in all the winters that we've been together.
That's
And
good.
I think you've given yourself a little more
Well,
reasons to wake up. You
it's
set up a workout the next day. You love your drink, you love your morning routine, and you're doing a great job at executing on it. So you do a good job at making yourself want to do things that you want to do.
thank you, but also don't speak too soon. It's only December.
It's only December. One day at a time, honey. You win the day one day at a
Oh,
time.
I know,
The
but
month will come.
the depths of winter is when it gets really dark and dreary in my brain.
Yeah. I mean,
But
it hasn't snowed much,
yeah,
so
no, literally hasn't even stuck to the ground once.
yeah, we probably need some snow here soon so we can get some water here in the UT.
Mhm.
So
But how are you? How was your week? We don't have to do our whole
yeah. I mean, week's been
theme.
good. It's only Tuesday.
It's slowing down a little.
What else?
Work.
Work. I mean, work has been slowing down because it's winter. So most of our work with detailing and landscaping, it's seasonal.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep it, super busy as we wish. because it's just that time of the year that people, kind of consolidate. People don't want to book details, but good thing is we try to set up ourselves for winter. So we always do our best to make sure we're still taking care of detailing through the winter by setting up certain things. So I think
Mm.
we're doing an okay job. I mean, it's definitely our busiest winter yet. So onward and upward is how it's going. Hey, yeah, work, always trying to stay busy. Been working out a lot more lately.
Looking mighty
Um,
fine, if I
I
do say
appreciate that.
so
Appreciate
myself.
that. And I don't know, you guys go ahead and comment. Did my face lose some weight? My wife can't tell me because she sees me every day, but
No, you definitely have.
I'm looking like it. But guys, my eating habits, ooh, easies. Like I eat like a mother. Ever since I got off my medicine, actually, I've been eating like I feel like we're still kind of rocking out of the Mexico trip. Me personally, I feel
Not
like
me.
I'm still trying to rock out of the Mexico, and that's why not hate. That's why it's hard for me to want to go on vacations because
Mhm,
like, I'm in a flow before we go. When I
mhm.
get back, it's hard to get back into the flow right away.
Yeah. Well,
But
that's okay.
I think
It'll
with more
come.
experience, I'll get better at it. Like,
And it
vacations for me are still new.
and it's also just, like, so fun. Christmas time, there's gonna be parties, there's gonna be get-togethers, there's gonna be
Yeah. And Livy's actually planning our family Christmas party for one of our sides of the family. So excited for that. She's I I'm learning through I had a conversation with a person, I would say a person the other week on Saturday, and I'm learning that it's a blessing to have a wife that wants to do things with, my family as well. So,
uh-oh.
and what do you mean?
Oh.
A spill the beans kind of guy. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just learning. I'm grateful that my wife is kind enough to want to include my family, my family without me having to force her to include. You know what I mean? I feel like we worked hard to get to this stage. It used to be like, "Come on, I need you to make a little more effort on
Yeah.
wanting to be around or doing this or that," and you have. I mean, looking at the progress that we made progress? Helaman, are you home? Look at the progress we've made since the beginning of our relationship, so I'm very grateful, very proud of my wife.
Right.
Appreciate her effort. Effort to me is number 1, so thank you so much, young lady, and I hope one day everybody in their relationships, if they are having that in-laws kind of gray area, hopefully find a place to meet in the middle, and it all
Yeah.
works out.
It is hard just
Yeah,
coming from different backgrounds,
right,
mixing into a whole 'nother family that you have to learn everything about and try to fit in and find where you fit in the
yeah,
puzzle, and then, it's also never gonna be equal with the time you split.
right, and I think I'm gonna say this, like, this is just me and maybe other people are a little different. When you're going on, like, we're not even this is not even relevant to what we're doing in our relationship right now because it's just made me think of it. But when something's going on in your relationship, boys and girls, I just feel like you shouldn't share it until it's done between you and your spouse. Like if there's something, bad
Mhm.
going on in between your relationship, figure out how to work through it together and then maybe bring the topic up to your friends and stuff like that. Because I feel like if you bring it up to your
Wait, where did this come from?
I just said it just reminded me while we were talking. You not hear that part?
No, yeah, I just didn't know.
Because I had brought up, like,
The
kind of the
in-laws.
conversation yeah, the
Yeah.
in-laws. But I'm saying well, even friends now in this particular thing, just anything. If you're going through something with your spouse, I believe it's healthy and it's important to keep it between you and your spouse to be able to, kind of find some common grounds and maybe laugh about it too. And then if it's your cup of tea, go ahead and share it with your friends. But I don't think if to do it in the middle of it,
Well, I think it depends on the context.
for the most part, right, but things that pertain to your marriage should stay in your marriage.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you love your spouse. Your friends don't love your spouse as much as you love
Yeah,
your
no,
spouse. So
I
if you
agree
tell
with
them
that.
something, it's gonna be harder for them to think of forgiveness the way you think of forgiveness
Totally.
for your spouse.
I agree, but I also think if you like, whenever I'm talking to my friends, I just choose my words wisely, you know?
Yeah, or that. Walk
And
on
I'm
walk on
not gonna
shells.
be, like, shiz talking you, 'cause you're my husband, but
Well, I
I'm
appreciate
gonna, like, maybe complain sometimes or vent,
right.
but it's not like I
It
don't
can
know.
be silly stuff.
Yeah.
Girls, you guys are gonna have your conversations regardless. That's just my opinion on certain things, and everything isn't a deep thing in your marriage, you know?
Right.
So you can go ahead and talk about the random Kava nights with your friends, like that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's surface level kind of stuff. I'm more so talking about
The deep stuff.
the deep stuff that really can shift the
Mm,
marriage, good or bad way.
yeah.
So that was just a random thing that
Okay.
I was thinking about while we were
Love
talking.
it.
So
Alright, let's get into it.
let's do it.
So, Mr. Ah,
Actually, it's Mr. Right. Look at my cup. It says Mr. Right on it.
what is kava? Let's just start there.
Kava is a root that from the islands. They actually grow it. Takes years to grow. As a matter of fact, they grow it. And Stan actually did this on his mission where
Mhm.
they did it as a service project. They grow it, and then they obviously have to go through the refining process of digging it up, breaking it down, making
What
it
is the
nice.
if that's the root, what grows on top of it?
See, I'm not that smart. See, I only mix the thing. Like
Maybe we
I don't grow it. I don't start from square one.
maybe we should have done a
Square
little
one,
research.
square one. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm not really into the
Okay.
whole process of
That's
kava.
fine, that's fine.
I'm just into the night and the bringing it together and the social part of kava that it brings.
That's
If you
fine.
honestly, like straight up, if you ask me all those questions that are like, what is kava? Why do Polynesians drink kava? For the
You don't know.
deeper culture reasons? No, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well,
Because
just
I could
answer
just give
from
you
your
my
heart.
best. Yeah, I could just give you my opinion on everything.
That's all I'm asking for
My
here.
perspective too.
Okay. Will you
Hate me.
describe Oh, yeah, so it goes through the process, they dig it up, they grind it up or something, and it turns into a powder.
Sure. Like I just said. I just know we get it in
A
big
bag.
sandbags.
Sandbags.
Sandbags, like size bags. And then we do the hard work to I wouldn't say we, Kava distributors. Distributors, they do the hard work to bag it up. And it actually is hard work. For people who just mix Kava and go and buy Kava, I think people who,
Haven't
buy the
seen
Kava
the
and are the
process.
distributors, yeah, the people who don't see the process, I think that people who do sell the Kava and the distributors deserve a little bit more love and respect because they put a lot of work in. I seen it firsthand growing up, with my
Mhm,
family. So
mhm,
you do a lot of work to make sure you're feeding the streets type shit. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Because when we were actually packing some of the bags the other week, I was thinking to myself, like, just this little bag. I was holding up the bag of cob that we had just sealed and weighed. Guys, this legal. This sounds like everything I just said in that one sentence
I was
really
just
sounds
gonna say.
horrible. It's not illegal, but I feel like there's a line that you can cross to make it where it's not a good thing for you. So too much of it is what I'm saying. But what I was saying is I was looking at one bag and I'm thinking to myself, it's crazy how this little bag can be like the conversation or can just be a special event for a lot of people coming together,
Mhm.
sharing their thoughts, sparking conversation. Who knows? People maybe talk about business over it.
Wait, okay, hold on. Like, what does that look like? If you're gonna go mix kava, as they call it, what does that look like? Who goes? Who's invited? How long does it go? You know what I mean? What are you guys
one,
talking
one
about?
question at a time, please.
Honey.
Honey, you just give me 6 questions. I honestly forgot your
Okay,
first three already.
how does a kava night how does a mix get started?
A mix gets started. A mix actually, truthfully, I'm gonna say this I'm actually giving myself away. It starts like 2 days before you mix. Really.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship. And the reason I say that is because you got to make sure you're on good terms with your spouse, girlfriend, and me. Me personally, and the people I'm around. It starts really
You gotta
early.
butter us up
You gotta
real
butter.
good.
You gotta butter the bread. So for the way it's set up is without even me saying it, or people you mix with your group, without even saying it, you mix usually on the same nights every week, or maybe if you mix multiple nights, usually the same multiple nights a week.
Mhm.
So in the beginning of the week, you kind of
Kind of
are
assumed.
setting yourself up. Yes, at a certain point, I guess it is. You're kind of setting up yourself to ask the question
Mhm.
that you don't want to have to ask. If you're on bad terms, that's probably the last thing you should ask. But if you're on good terms, like my wife has done before, mm, I mean, you've actually done it once before, and that's because I asked when I was like, maybe you should tell me I deserve a call night, but
You don't give me the chance to say that.
right. That's what it is. But 2 nights before, I would say you just set yourself up to, be able to go mix your things at home, chores, make sure you're, being a good dad. Because a big part of it for me, like I say, and we talk about this, is it fills my cup up in a certain way. Not all the way, it's not everything that fills my cup up, but it's a part of something that fills
Mhm.
my cup up to be able to be a better partner, dad, husband,
Right.
worker, and all that stuff. funny enough. Maybe for people they can't see that. For me, it is.
Mhm.
Mm,
That's fair.
so I like I said, that's probably why I'm saying it starts 2 days before
Yeah.
because it's really important to be a good dad, to be a good person in my scenario, to be a good worker,
Mhm.
cross your T's and dot your I's to make sure that you're doing the work that you're supposed to do so that as entrepreneurs ourselves, nobody's going to do it for us. So we got to do things and be disciplined and consistent about it. So the 2 days before, you wanna just make sure you're getting everything done, doing your right thing. The day before, start the conversation, text some of the boys, make sure, you're kinda still on, but you don't say, like, "We're gonna mix tomorrow at this time." You really just say, "What, tomorrow?" And, like, when you kinda say that, people who know, you know what I mean? IYK, IYK. Well,
Unfortunately.
like, well, tomorrow means like, "So let's mix tomorrow?" Then when the day comes, just make sure you're kinda sealing the deal. Make sure the bread that you buttered the days before, make sure you're still good to
Yeah,
go.
but it's not, like, that serious. Because it does happen so often, like,
Well,
it's not like you're really thinking about
honey,
it that much. Or are you?
no, I think okay, let me tell you something. I'm not as bad as they come, honey.
Oh, I know that.
So, I just feel like what you say, like, because it happens so much, it makes
Well,
it sound
it's
like it's
just
every day.
part of our life now at this point, like, it's just part of what you do, and I've accepted that.
I don't think it's as big of a deal until, I guess, I do it too much, you know what I mean? It's more the frequency that becomes a bad thing,
Yeah.
and if it's getting in the way of something we're doing, then
Mhm.
that's when it becomes a bad thing, but I genuinely don't think it's that big of a deal. I see it as same idea as like, when you go hang out with your friends or I'm going to maybe go to you go to the mall and it's fun for you. Like,
Mhm.
that's just your version of filling up your cup. Mine just happened to be mixing.
Okay. Okay, let's stay on track here because there's a lot of questions.
Okay. My bad, my
So,
bad.
that's what it looks like. You get there you didn't even get to that part. What does it
No,
look
I'm
like?
just you said how does it get set up? Kind of the first question was how does it get
Yeah.
set up? So I was saying 2 days before, you just make sure.
But then you get there and sit around in a circle.
Yeah, doesn't have to be a circle, it could be you, heart.
You sit around the bucket,
Yep.
right?
You sit around the bucket and essentially what Kava does, I think, when I think about it, is it brings people down to the same level, it relaxes everybody, and it's no one person above the other. So everybody's able to share conversation. It feels like a safe space, depending on the people you're with.
Mhm.
If it's people it feels like a safe space to be able to share whatever you want to share.
And have fun and laugh and
Number one thing
sing
is to smile
songs,
and laugh. Yeah, number one thing is to make sure you're laughing, smiling,
play card games,
play cards, catch up on the week, talk about, just maybe talk about like a lot of the older guys, they talk about the same bullshit like when they were kids.
stories,
Yeah,
yeah.
when they were kids growing up. If there's like older guys and then younger guys, sometimes the older guys are trying to say like trying to give the younger guys advice on life. And like I said, it just creates that level of everybody's on the same level. And that's what I love about it. There's no way at a Denny's or something like I can't see the conversations that I've had in mix happen anywhere else.
Okay. I love it.
But yeah, you play games, play
Yeah.
cards.
It's just like a chill guys' night in the
Yes.
house or the
Yep.
garage.
Yep. And it's essentially only guys. We have fun laughing and the good thing is since there is no women there, you can crack all kinds of jokes.
Okay, so I did want to say, like, you've kind of gone through different mixing groups, and I don't really know how that. I think probably just with the phases of your life you're in, who you're
Phases
around,
of life. Yeah. Phases of life.
it just kind of changes who you are around, and then you kind of have a new group.
Right. Well, same like with your when you
For sure, like at
grow up.
with
Yeah.
any friend group, but
Right.
it feels a little more formal when it's like you guys are seeing each other every week, all 9 of you or whatever. Like, does that feel like any kind of drama when, like, somebody leaves or I mean, it's not like a your oath to
Um.
the squad or anything, but
Yeah. I mean,
nobody really cares about that.
I feel like maybe it raises concern, hate raises concern when people haven't seen somebody for so long.
Mm,
Maybe they'll hit you up and be like, "So, like, come mix with us. Like, haven't seen
oh,
you in a minute, but like, just come share a bucket with us."
mm,
So I think it's
that's nice.
maybe viewed more so as a call for help or
Okay, well, that's sweet.
yeah. So I mean, that's a good thing,
Mhm.
I guess.
Or people move or
Yeah, and I don't think it's. I mean, there's mixes everywhere in all states, all cities. I'm sure in all cities, believe it or not, there's
wherever
like
there's a group of Polynesian guys.
I'm sure there's Holly people that mix too. We don't discriminate. Kava doesn't discriminate. I'll tell you that. Kava does not discriminate. No matter who you are, what you are, You could drink kava and you can come down to the level where we can share some conversation together.
Okay, but there is, like, a more traditional version, I don't know, where it's, like, for a funeral or you have, like, an actual thing that's planned for the
Yeah,
mix, like a before a wedding or whatever, like, that's a more
yeah,
a bigger one, a bigger celebration, I don't know.
yeah. Like when and a lot of Polynesians do that. Their celebrations is like mixing for like the whole week of
Every
something. If it's a funeral, every night you can
yeah.
count on and what we love to say, which and this is my take, they just make it a full excuse to mix that whole week every night.
Mhm,
But they're like, this is for, you know, whoever's wedding it is, whoever
mhm.
passed, or this or that. But then the whole, I mean, and maybe some mixes are like that, where most of the mix is just sharing stories about the person
The
who is being celebrated,
mhm.
you know, and stuff like that. So maybe I have not been in a group like that where it's been a week long thing, and
I don't
um,
think you've ever mixed a week straight.
no, I don't think I have either. I'm proud of myself for not being able to mix. Matter of fact, I don't even think. And everybody who does mix with me, I always leave early. I don't give a damn. I just don't say bye.
Little slip away.
Yeah, I just say I'm gonna go like fill up my water or something. Never come back. T Funny enough, honey, that's why people don't like mixing here anymore.
Really?
If I say, "Sell, let's mix in my house," they're like, "Sell it, no, come to mine."
Why do they care?
'Cause I'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna go upstairs to go warm up my burrito and come back down."
Well, why do they care?
'Cause I never come back. I just
So they're still having a good time, or they can't have fun without you.
I like to think about it like that, but no, it's just I mean, they're just trying to trap me. They want me to stay out longer. we got we call it trapping, but they want me to stay out longer. And so when I pull that, you know, Houdini move I be trying to pull, if I'm at somebody else's house, it's hard to do that. I can't just walk upstairs and go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's say
Oh, your phone did it die?
no.
It's all the way off, honey.
Come back to me now. Okay.
Sorry, some technical difficulties again. I feel like we have to have one per episode.
Good. Okay. What do you think are the pros and cons of mixing?
Pros, filling up my cup. Literally and figuratively. Good to see the guys. It's fun to laugh, smile. I don't know, it just creates a friend group or more of like a family group. It's nice to get as guys naturally. And I don't know, I'm just saying this because I feel like it should be said. Like it's a I just said how it brings us all to the same level. You could share maybe things that you feel like you're too scared to share with in your normal day to day. Sure, I can't think of a lot of them. Cons, I will say, is what I've experienced personally is frequency. Made us suffer from that one.
Mhm.
For
Like you can start to go too much.
yeah, being gone or too long, frequency and time duration,
Yeah.
like being gone too long,
Because
tiredness.
this is if anybody doesn't know, this is a thing that they start sometimes at like 11 p.m.
Yeah,
and go until 4 in the morning
yeah.
or longer. You
Well,
usually come home sooner.
we're working in the daytime and with our family, so usually we just don't do it in the daytime.
Yeah.
We do it when
But like for a normal, let's say girls' night, it would be from like 7:30 p.m. to like 11.
yeah, that's girl.
It's like a normal. Yeah.
And I think it's important to know we live in Utah. It's an
Mhm.
LDS state. There's not like clubs, bars, and stuff. I feel like it's more common for girls and guys to be out all night everywhere else, but just because
Probably
we're in
true.
Utah,
Yeah, you're right.
it's probably not a common thing. But yeah, it's a night thing. So that's not a good thing.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a good thing you're not, you know, away while your family's awake, I guess. You're away while they're sleeping.
Mhm.
I guess that's a bad thing too. But
I
the
think
tiredness the next day too is a big one.
yeah. The next day, if you're tired,
Yeah. If you can't be a big what we like to say is you wanna be a
big boy at night, you
yeah,
gotta be a big boy the next day.
that's just the way it goes.
That doesn't mean sleeping until noon
It
and
does not mean that.
laying around the house all day.
Right.
Yeah. You don't do that.
Thank you. Okay, I just wanna I was
Every
waiting for you to say that. Yeah, it's important. If you wanna go and do things like that, make sure you can still do your priorities the next day.
mhm.
Because I feel like it's a privilege to go mix. It's not
Oh, it also costs money. That might be a bit if you're growing too much, it can add up.
yeah,
But any hobby or, like, activity does.
yeah. Everything costs money.
But, yeah.
But
it can
it is something that is unnecessarily a big amount of money if you are mixing every night, doing it more than you should. If you're also the only person paying for the bags, I'm not saying that I am. I'm in a pretty good group that we all try to do our parts.
Mhm.
Um, but that's a big thing, yeah, the money part.
Yeah. Okay. So, in a marriage, obviously, it has affected us, and I feel like in the beginning, it was a lot harder for me because you had not mixed before we were married, and then all of a sudden you started mixing, and I'm
I mixed before.
like, maybe a couple times, but it was not the amount that you
Yeah, marriage makes you do some crazy stuff.
and I don't know what the reason of that was specifically, like, I mean, we moved and you started going to BYU and you had that group of football guys, so that I think that's why you started doing it because they were doing it and that was
I did it more frequent.
yeah.
And other, I mean, to be fair, I was in Utah Tech. Yeah, I wasn't mixing as much, but I was definitely doing other things as much.
Yeah.
So to say at least it's just a replacement of something else that I was doing
Yeah.
to fill my time.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was new to me and I'm like, "What the heck? Like, why don't you wanna hang out with on the
Yeah.
weekends, you wanna go hang out with all these boys instead?" Like,
Right, right. In the beginning, it was hard, but then again, I was young and didn't know. Like I didn't have the experience of communicating and being able to talk with my wife. We also were young, both of us,
mhm,
and weren't even like. Thank goodness we made it through the hard part of communication, where
mhm,
it took so much miscommunication
yeah,
to have this good of communication that we have that we share today.
mhm,
But we're young. I mean, I don't want to say weak. It's not your fault. I was young. I wasn't able to. I was always. I led with already the assumption that if I asked, you would hate me. You would be mad.
mhm,
Um, but maybe had I been a little more open and been like, "Hey, why don't I try to have a sit down conversation and be like, well, let's do this.
mhm.
Kind of mix like this amount of times a week.
Yeah, we didn't have, like,
Yeah,
the
but
boundaries around it
yeah,
or the expectations of how it would go, and also I feel like I was more controlling.
I also feel like I was also disrespectful a little bit
Yeah,
because
we were both not doing great.
right, right. I didn't respect your word enough, but I've come to learn through experience. I should start
Mine
respecting.
was best.
them.
The bottom line is we had a lot of fights, and we still have fights sometimes about
Yeah,
Kava.
I don't think it's yeah. I don't even think it's fights. I think I'm really good at understanding if you mention like, come on, like you being like
We haven't
really good
had
at
fights, but for a while it was like I would be so mad. You're mad because you want to go, and
yeah.
I'm like, don't want you to go. But then, do you think there's like guys that just don't even ask? Because I don't know how normal that is. I think it's healthy to
Sure.
communicate. Would it be okay if I go do this? Because it's gonna be hours long, and it's gonna
That's just us.
you know,
That's just us. I think every healthy relationship communicates properly
yeah.
and at least acknowledges or wants to hear the other person's response to whatever it is they're doing.
But I could kind of see some people being like, "Why does he have to get permission?" You know, like,
Right.
but out of respect.
For me, like honestly, if people say, "Why do I have to give?" Like, I don't really give a shit what other people have to say. It's me and my. I have to lay my head next to you every night. So if I'm not on good terms with you, and I have to lay my head with you at the end of the night, it's gonna be a rough night or a rough day the next day.
Mhm,
So I better learn how to get along and communicate properly with my wife. Also, we're sealed because we're LDS.
mhm.
I have to spend time in eternity with this lady. I might as well learn how to communicate with her now.
At the end of the day, you're a grown man. Like you could decide, "Hey, she doesn't want me to go, but I'm going."
Yeah, but
And
again,
you could
like I
do that,
said,
but you
I
don't
could do
because
that.
you love me and you want to have a
Right.
relationship.
I
So,
have I have respect. I think that comes down to respect for each
mhm,
other.
yeah.
And
And I do the same. Hey, would it be
right,
okay if I leave at this time and go have girls? Like you're in charge of maybe, like whatever.
right. I think shit, that's just normal. I think
Maybe
that's
that's
healthy.
more normal. I don't know.
Everything is it's a relationship, like do your part, she'll do her part. Hopefully. Hopefully you guys are both doing your part and it goes for both sides. I'm just saying if you don't have the respect and maybe you're not with the right person, if you can't respect the other person that you're married to,
Mm-hmm.
or that you're with, you're probably not with the right person. Get out of the relationship and for the good of both of you. So not one is not being, spread out thin and the other is just having the time of their life. Living the best of both worlds, being single and being in a relationship. That's not how
Mm-hmm.
life works. So
That's kind of like at the beginning when we were married and you would want to go. I'm like, if you want to like go be out all night and like why I don't know, it felt personal to me. Like, why don't you wanna spend time with me instead? Why do I have to sit here and go to sleep alone
Yeah.
and you're out with your friends? Like, and it's also just a difference of personality because you're more extroverted, who like to be more social and around more people more often, whatever. And I don't need that. So I'm like, why does he need to constantly every weekend go out with his friends? Like that is not necessary. And also on top of that, I grew up and my parents kind of really didn't have friends. They hung out with each other. And that's every weekend they were only together. They wouldn't like my mom wouldn't go have girls' nights, my dad wouldn't go hang out with the guys. Like that just wasn't a thing. So I'm like, it was just kind of a culture shock thing that I'm like, why are you needing this so much time with these boys, you know?
Well, when I grew up, I go to mix with my dad. All the other kids would be there too. So it'd be like a good thing for the moms to get their time along.
Yeah.
So I would go and we'd play in the tramp and like go walk down the road, go play pogs, fight, wrestle, you know what I mean? Go inside the house of the other person's house that we're at, play games while the dads are mixing. Like
Yeah.
for me, it was damn, this is fun. Like
Yeah.
UFC
As a
nights,
kid, that
growing up,
sounds
that's nostalgic for me. UFC nights, my dad and I have UFC nights at the castle, my Uncle Joker's house. We'd go over there, or I'd go with my dad them. Every time they had UFC night, if somebody was fighting and they loved them, all the guys would be mixing on their tent, but me and like my cousin Sai or some of the other boys, the younger boys, would go jump on a tramp at their house, we'll play games inside the house. Like that stuff was just fun as a
yeah,
kid.
that sounds fun as a kid.
Yeah. And we lived down the road from each other, so it wasn't like a trek to get home. If I wanted to go home, I lived in a city where you can just walk home if you want to.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think it just took a lot of like really getting to the root of it. Like, okay, it's not personal that you want to go. It's not because you don't want to be with me.
Right.
And I think that just took a while to realize
Yeah, that was a
you
big
can
thing for
still
us.
love me and like really want to be with me and spend time with me, but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
you also don't need to be with anybody else ever again.
Right. Thank goodness we were able to come to a compromise on this certain thing, specific thing, because for me, like I said, I was willing to like I wasn't willing to just give up completely, mixing completely. Like sounds bad, maybe I don't know. Honestly, don't care, but I wasn't willing to give up mixing, going out and mixing. But what I was willing to was conversating with you, finding a middle grounds, and be like, okay, that is fair. Understanding your perspective, making sure that I'm respectful of your perspective, and then making sure that both of us are aligned in the same way. When it comes down to going to mix, I know what you expect from me.
Mhm.
And honestly, that it has turned in. It's made my life much easier.
Well, and we've gotten to the point now where it's kind of, I'll be like, well,
I don't even gotta ask.
yeah, but
Sorry, I'm
also,
gonna go mix.
okay.
My bad.
No, but like it's kind of a benefit for me because I can be like, if you're gonna mix tonight, you have to do this, this, and this. So then he'll do it.
Yeah, we actually are, and that sounds so transactional,
Give me
maybe.
a 20-minute massage and then you can go.
Right. That probably sounds transactional to them, but we've found a way to kind of make it fun for us,
Yeah.
and that is fun because
So
I say if I
really,
can go mix twice this week, you know what I mean? Like we'll say stuff like that, but
or yeah, you'll be like, if I go tonight, I promise I won't go next week. And then you always go next week.
but it comes down to respect, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I communicated with my wife properly 4 days before the mix.
Yeah, no, it all is fine.
Yeah,
And I've kind of just honestly, can I be honest for a second?
it's
I
love.
like it when you go sometimes because then I can watch my show.
Lord, if we had a bathtub, she'd almost let me go mix every night because
We do have a bathtub, but it's really small and old.
we
But anyway,
sacrificed that for a yard. So
and yeah. But when he goes, like honestly, I kind of look forward to it nowadays. Not every time, but sometimes I'm like, oh,
well, you're overstimulated from being a baby most of
yes.
the days, and a lot of the time during the day, during the days that you do
I'm
just
not
not want to be
unwind.
touched.
I don't want to talk.
Yeah, conversating.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of nice because I can watch my show because you don't like to watch shows. You only like to watch like war movies, and so then I can watch I get to watch my reality TV show.
I'm
Pop
talking
some,
in it.
yeah, I can have my little bedtime snack, go to bed. And I used to seriously be sad, and now I'm not. I guess I'm used to it.
Well,
And
okay, that sounds bad. I'm used to it. So maybe just like I kind of like you said, you like winding down. It's your version of winding down. It is nice to just not have to entertain
yeah, for sure.
me.
I like to not talk for like hours every once in a while.
The good thing is we do a lot of talking. We do a lot of talking anyways because we work together. Yeah.
But yeah, bottom line, I look forward to the Kava nights. So yeah, basically the tension came from the miscommunication,
Right.
the lack of like the hard
Think
part for
we
me
did
too was like how late you would be gone, but now you come up at
Yeah.
a decent time. And then
Now I'm a freaking dad. I'm tired. I myself am tired. So I don't want to mix as long as I was able to before we had a baby.
mm-hmm. But um let's see, how did we find middle ground? We
Is that the question?
Yeah, we kind of talked about that. But the frequency we kind of decided, okay, this is a fair amount of time.
Right.
What we agreed on is
This is gonna sound like I disrespect my wife, but I promise we still communicated.
what we agreed on back when we had a conversation about it was once a week is fair, unless there's like some big event or something. But you definitely go more than once a week.
That's another thing. We plan big events every week. So
No,
that's why I threw in the big event.
no, you probably go twice a week.
Because
And
there's UFC like every Saturday.
but
That's a
I
big event.
do like it better when you're here, home, and you can go in the basement
Yeah.
because then you're at least home.
So thank
Right.
goodness we have thank goodness we have like we chose this place.
Yeah. It is nice, and I really don't mind when you're here doing it as much.
I love that.
And I also like trust the people you're with because at some of the ones that you've been to, there would be like new guys in and out. People are like getting in fights, and it's like
Yeah.
not the vibe. But now there, you just have like a chill group of people,
Yeah.
guys who
Well,
are
forgetting it's
basically
fights, that ruins the whole point of the mix.
yeah. That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
tensions can get high in card game and,
Yeah, but
and shit talking and competition.
I
And
think that
for me, I like being downstairs.
yeah, the people you're around matters,
Yeah.
and being here is nice. Also,
Let me say this. It sounds like a lot of it is on like the communication and stuff like that for the wives or the girlfriends or the partners, I guess. It's important that the person going to go mix also has their head on their shoulders or on their shoulders. Like they can also use like I can use common sense to know if I'm mixing a lot, maybe I'm not giving my wife enough attention
mhm.
at night. Like I can use common sense to say if I'm not waking up earlier enough the next day and making it to work on time or doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, then maybe it's becoming an issue. Like
Yeah.
the person going and mixing and actually being in the chair, if they don't see the things that are wrong with it, they don't have their head on their shoulders.
You gotta be self-aware,
Yeah.
both of us.
Right. Well, you gotta have a partner. Thing is, I have a partner to put me on my shit. So if
Yeah.
I'm doing something wrong, tell me.
I have no problem calling you out.
And you know what? At the end of the day, if you didn't call me out, I wouldn't know how to correct myself.
And we have before where I'm like, "You've been going way more than normal. What's going on?"
Right.
And you're like, "I think I'm a little depressed," and it's like an actual thing. Like there
Yeah.
is some
My other guys say that's not true. Everybody out there, that's not
funny.
true.
Okay.
No, let's just use another excuse.
Or like you've been really stressed, so you like need a little
There
escape.
you go. See, that's way better.
That
Why
too.
you gotta put a depression, bro?
Honey, let's normalize
Damn,
it.
man. We just talk about war movies I like watching. Come on.
Yes, you are a man, and men are not
We don't get depressed.
untouched.
Sorry.
But then I'm kind of like, okay, what's going on with you? Obviously, something is like, and you're like, oh yeah.
Well, even if there's nothing going wrong and I'm still going too much, if you mention it to me, honestly, like lately, I feel like I've been pretty quick to understand, like, you're actually right, see your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just have enough respect to know if my wife is probably seeing this, you know what I mean? And I reflect back, she's probably right.
You sure? Any other advice? Figuring out like the timing of it, making sure open minded.
That's with anything.
Yeah.
Communication, like it always falls down to communication. If there's one piece of advice, like in this situation, we're mixing cultures, but and if I was white, both white and white, it comes down to just communication and respect.
And just like actually trying to understand you because in the beginning, I was only focused on me. What do I need? What do I want? Why is he not doing this for me? Why I don't want that, so why is he still doing it?
Right.
But instead, now that I've been like, well, he wants it. You want to go hang out with your friends. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I
Right.
don't know. I think we've both matured and also the communication to where I understand you better, you understand me better, you make sure that I'm good before you go.
Yeah. And I think as parents now, it's even more important that we communicate properly because it's not fair for me to go and do fun things so many times, mixing in this case. when you've been with baby from the moment you woke up to putting her to bed, you know, like you bathed her, you fed her all day. Like I can come home and, you know, take her for an hour or two and hang out with her, you know what I mean? While giving you some kind of break.
Yeah,
And that's
well,
part of the
that's just
overstimulation that's why you like the winding down idea.
yeah, that's true. But that just reminded me, like, at the beginning of our marriage, I was in a weird like, I didn't have a lot of friends either, and so I think it
Gotta get out.
probably came from, like, a place of jealousy, like, "Why do you get to hang out with your friends all the time, and I literally hang out with anybody, like,
Bro,
once a
I would
week?"
be like, "Can I set up friends night for you?" Like, I would
I know, and he would, but I don't know, I was struggling with depression, I was busy with school,
Yeah.
and I didn't have that many friends. I didn't have, like, a solid group of friends. I would have, like, one random friend here and there, but
Funny thing is with
I
depression, like, even though I was going and I was mixing and stuff, I didn't even understand depression, like, at that point, I didn't know how serious it was. So even though you couldn't understand a lot of what I was going through, at the same time, I didn't understand how bad it was for you.
I know, and now looking when I look back, it was actually kinda bad, but once I got on medication, I started to get better.
No, I just thought about it when I was trying to give you advice because I didn't know what depression was. I used to look it
I
up,
remember sitting
but I'm
on
like,
that porch.
"Just wake up and be happy." I remember we
He
argued about this.
literally
Or then I
that's
was
when
like,
I was like
"Depression, deep rest in the room, go and sleep." I was trying to tell you all types of stuff.
no, and that's when I decided, "I'm not gonna talk to you about this anymore."
You used to say that, and your mom was like our saving grace anyways,
Mhm.
because she was able to she understood it. For Livy, it's, genetic, so thank goodness, I was comfortable enough to tell your mom, like, "I have no idea how to navigate this with Livy. Would you mind sharing conversation with her?" Then that's when I learned a lot. When somebody's depressed, this is off topic, but when somebody's depressed, really the main thing is just conversation, talking, not trying to solve your depression.
No, listening.
Oh, shit, yeah, that's what I meant.
Station, just talking a bunch.
If you just talk a whole
Trying
lot
to
of
fix their
stuff,
problem.
they'll forget they have depression issues. They'll just move right on. A back burner. If you put it on the back burner, if you put depression on the back burner, they don't even know it's really affecting them. You know what I mean? Don't go down to the roots of the depression. Just stay right there at the surface. Push it back. Push it back. Push it back. Sooner or later, it'll be 3 years and they'll still have depression, but at least you made it 3 years later.
Oh my gosh.
It's not bad. But yes,
But don't you think that affected it because of my like, I didn't have friends, and I remember bringing that up, like, I literally never hang out
I
with
knew that.
friends. Why do you get to hang out with friends every week, you know?
I was trying to tell yes. Remember I was at the same time trying to go mix? I was like, get friends. Bye.
Not that easy.
Sorry. Yeah, I guess it wasn't that easy.
I think once we kinda got to the point where we both realized it's not gonna be equal, like how I was thinking it's not gonna be equal, that you go hang out with your friends more than I do, but that's okay because I don't need that as much as
If it's friends, hit her up. She's always available. She's real when she says she's not doing anything, she's doing something. She's not. Just come over to our house, knock on the door. She's probably sitting on that couch in her pink robe, just drinking a perk. So just come hang out. Bring your kids too. She loves when the kids hang out, and then she can just share a conversation with another mom, friend, really anybody.
now I have a good group of friends, but then also but I think don't you think it took time to get to that point where you were like, "Oh, it doesn't need to be equal with the amount of time we spend with family. It doesn't need to be equal with who hangs out with who, however many hours." Like, I don't know. I think we would keep score and do that whole thing, but now we're kinda
Yeah.
just like, "I want you to be happy, and you want me to be happy, and we do our best to
Well, it's not that serious.
stay aligned with."
We had too much time to think about like the unserious shit. Now that we have our parents and we don't have time is of the essence here,
Yeah.
we don't have that much time stressed about, my gosh, you didn't, you know, put my underwear back in my basket. Sometimes you got time for that. But I'm just saying, like, those little things, that's what having a kid has done. It's put a lot in perspective. I feel like even having a kid, it really magnifies your relationship with your spouse because it
Yeah.
shows you, it exposes you in the areas that you're not good at. And then it also shows you where I guess you're good at too. Same
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah. But yeah, it's all good in the hood, you know?
it's all good.
Amen.
But
I'm tired.
at the end of the day, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation of Kava. And maybe, I think even us having this conversation about this specific topic has probably taught people a lot of why we are the way we are.
Hopefully.
We're
This is real.
yes. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Happy Aloha Friday.
Yep. Happy Aloha Friday. Hope your guys' Thanksgiving 2 weeks ago was good. Hope you guys have a bunch of family plans, friends parties.
Christmas parties. Also,
Parties.
I do want to say one thing. We just talked about I didn't have a lot of friends. And one day I decided, like, I was sick of not being invited. I was sick of not having a group of friends to have a Friendsgiving or a favorite things party, Galentine's, all these things that I kept seeing. And I'm like, what? This is not
So
fair.
guess what she did?
So guess what I did? I became the host and I started to be the one to plan it. And now I am like the pro host. So
Seriously, I wish I was a guest at Livy's events,
so go
get-togethers, at Livy's get-togethers or things that she puts together. Cause damn, she's a good ass host. She like for this party that's coming up.
hmm
She bought things for it last week, this week, today. I'm just saying, I'm proud of you. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to go, ladies, gentlemen, you're not invited. Ladies, if you want to come and hang out with Livy and have a good time, share conversation, and they're not mean girls. I love that my wife doesn't spend time with girls who just straight up gossip. Hate that shit.
Oh, I have a good girlfriend.
Like they just it's more of like sharing each other's ideas, talking, laughing, number one thing, and not being and really you guys are mostly talking about
No drama.
yourselves.
No drama. Never, never, never.
No drama. Sorry,
gotta
off
go.
topic, but everybody, you guys have a great weekend. Happy Aloha Friday. Thank you for sharing your minutes, hours with us. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys keep wanting to hear us, we come out with an episode every Friday, every Aloha Friday. We do our best to try to post clips on our Instagram, and our Instagram is Live in Aloha Podcast, LIVN Aloha Podcast on Instagram. Follow my wife's TikTok
Olivia Natoa.
at Olivia Natoa. Tune in every week. Come and share a conversation with us. Send us DMs, comment on our videos. Let us know what you want to hear. Give us some feedback so we can do better and get better. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Amen to that.